Greetings Commanders, I'm Commander Avasa and welcome to this week's AXI Debrief. A few things before we begin this week's debrief. As I announced last week, the Systems Incursion section has been yeeted from the debrief, and now to follow it will be the Operation IDA section. This is due to the information for incursions being static, and Operation IDA information can be attained by their spreadsheet, which I have linked below. Until incursions and burning stations return, the respective sections will be removed from the debrief. This week I have also decided to cut out this week's weekly tip thanks to the changes from FDev regarding fleet carriers. I do intend on at least having a basic weekly tip in the future, so don't expect that section to be gone for too long. I've begun a new series called the AXI Flight School. My first class was on the Odysseus Doctrine, which I wrote up a few months ago, combining combat tactics and fittings for many veteran commanders which can be applied to all the variants of interceptors, with the Chieftain being the centerpiece. The purpose of the AXI Flight School series is to allow me to shift much of the heavy information from the debrief to its own dedicated series aimed at teaching commanders combat tactics and information to become more proficient in Anti-Xeno combat. If you are interested, I have provided a link below to the first class. FDev has released their next wave of beta changes for fleet carriers. Now, as I stated with wave 1 of the beta, fleet carriers still have zero viability for AX commanders. But the following changes being done to fleet carriers are that they are reducing the additional services upkeep cost by 80 to 90%, which is welcoming, and the base core upkeep will be reduced by 20% with a total running cost reduction of 85.5%. So these changes are on par to what many commanders and I were hoping for to be adjusted to. The debt threshold until decommissioning has received a welcoming update going from 4 weeks to 10 weeks, affording a very large cushion. And the upfront service installation costs will also get some love, reducing the expensive services to be reduced by 35 to 45%, which means more cash to throw into the carrier reserves for those that have saved up plenty of credits to afford the original cost. One of the biggest changes is that the charge up and cooldown time has been drastically reduced to a 15-minute charge up time and a 5-minute cooldown period. I can hear the explorers out there squeeing at this, and I can also hear them squeeing because Universal Cartographics will be added as an optional service which will follow the same guidelines as the Redemption Officer. The final change is that Tritium will become 2 times more effective at making jumps. This will allow commanders to make more jumps before they have to refuel their carrier, and for those commanders at home base out in the Witchhead Nebula, this will reduce their jump costs when they decide to ferry between the Bubble and WHN, and now they can actually go to the Pleiades more often now. With all the welcome changes done to fleet carriers joining Wave 2 of the beta, it may actually entice some AXI commanders, but it still doesn't show its viability for Anti-Xeno operations. The biggest downside is the 25% tax on bonds and the inability to sell Guardian modules and weapons. For us within the AXI, the operations we conduct are not that fast paced, as it would only require us to park a fleet carrier in a system that we're working on to clear. Now, until changes are made in these areas, the viability of fleet carriers for commanders who specialize in Anti-Xeno combat still don't have any reason to operate a fleet carrier, unfortunately. Thanks to all the commanders out there that have played a factor in this to adjust the viability of fleet carriers for solo exploration commanders, which is a step in the right direction, but now I am making a call to all Anti-Xeno commanders to make a statement to have changes done to improve fleet carrier viability for our specialized field, to enhance our fight at combating the humanity's sole threat in the galaxy, so far. The beta continues to introduce more bugs that commanders are discovering. Last week, Commander Mgram highlighted how Thargoid caustic damage continued to persist even when reaching the cook-off temperature, and now this week we had a carrier-specific bug which stopped the carrier from performing its jump and then automatically scheduling a new jump, and all the error said was that it was an unknown failure. Now, thank you to all the commanders out there that continue to test all the implementations of the beta in the hopes of making this patch a smooth transition to go into, unlike many previous patches that didn't support a beta testing period. Now with that, let's move into this week's Commander achievements. Starting off this week is Commander Attempts at Flight joining the 100% Club in his Crate Mark II. This is something special because not many commanders have been inducted into the 100% Club with a Crate Mark II, and let alone using ship launch fighters. Commander GT Jite, still don't know if I'm butchering that or not, joins the weekly notable achievements again, but this time in an unengineered Sidewinder taking on a Cyclops. Yeah, it's a Cyclops kill, but it's a Sidewinder, and that alone takes a lot of time and practice to pull off. But he then turns around and performs a 100% club kill in a Diamondback Scout. This commander is really showing off his skills as an AX commander rather quickly, and we look forward to more of his achievements. Commander Naddesh has been reinstated into the ranks of the Vanguard by performing an iEagle kill of a Basilisk. I've been personally working on this kill for quite some time now and can say with certainty that the iEagle is shit. So for any commanders to pull this off is impressive, so congratulations Commander Naddesh for being reinstated into the new guard. Commander Mechan this week took out his Vulture this time for a Cyclops speedrun kill, achieving an impressive time of 1 minute and 20 seconds, taking the number 1 spot of the small ship Cyclops speedboard, overtaking Commander Aran's last kill time of 1 minute and 50 seconds. This week's kill of the week goes to Commander Aran, yet again, as he impresses us with another impressive kill, taking a massive lead in the Basilisk medium ship speedrun of 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Now this beats Commander Mechan's last time of 4 minutes and 12 seconds, and he performed this kill in his Crate Mark II. This seems like the week of the Crate. And watching him perform this kill is just amazing. So congratulations to Commander Aran on performing this kill. And as you can see, I'm calling him Commander Aran because I always butcher his name and I just gave up. So I'm sorry, but not sorry. Now that's it for this week's Debrief, Commanders. As you've seen, this week is another week of fleet carrier news, and we had a heavy week of commanders performing very noteworthy kills, so thank you to those commanders that continue to push the envelope and continue to keep us entertained. If you enjoy the content, consider hitting the subscribe button along with that bell icon to be notified of any future content that I release. If you like or dislike the new facelift of the Debrief, then let me know how you feel in the comments section. I do read the comments, and I do enjoy hearing what you have to say, whether you're shitting on me or not. Now I look forward to seeing you all next week, and as always, commanders, aim for the heart. Carry on.